Welcome to the Online Success Journey podcast, your opportunity to discover and learn from entrepreneurs like yourself. This is not your typical podcast, but a place where you can get the real story and find out how real people encounter speed bumps and detours, but journey through to find success. Now here's your host for the Online Success Journey podcast, Patience.
Welcome to the Online Success Journey podcast. This is episode 396. Make sure you click to subscribe right now so you'll never miss a journey. I post one episode each week and each guest has a fascinating story to tell. Joining us today is Danielle Maur. Danielle is a seasoned business strategist and a coach with a remarkable background in corporate leadership. Her passion lies in transforming coaches into confident, successful online entrepreneurs. Hello, Danielle.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. My audience are excited to hear your story. Just start by telling us one thing we are going to learn from you today.
I truly believe that everyone has a right to win. And it's just a matter of finding and believing in your right to win. And you can change your course in life, your career, whatever you want to do at any point in your life, because I did at 53. So I will say that I was dead at 49 and I became unstoppable at 53. And I shifted my entire career at 53 online as a business coach, and I haven't looked back since. And anyone and everybody can do it if that's the path you choose to do.
Wow. That is really astonishing. I can't wait to hear more about that. Let's get started with the basics. Can you tell my audience a little bit about your background and what you did before your business?
Absolutely. I was a corporate executive for a $4 billion company that had 100 locations across the United States and throughout Canada. So I created programming for about 1.9 million clients. And I did that for about 15 years. And through that journey, towards the end, I started to feel like I was not utilizing all my talents. And there was something else I was meant to do, but I really didn't listen to it. I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe, I was going crazy. And then one day, due to all the travel and the stress and the misalignment in my life, I had a stroke. And I woke up in a hospital after a 26-hour coma. And I literally had lost my vision. I couldn't see. I couldn't remember things. And I was horrible at speaking. Like I was just slurring. And the doctor surrounded me and told me that I was probably going to have another one and not be here anymore. But I wasn't going to get any better. And I chose not to believe that. I chose to say, you know what? There's so much more. And I'm actually awake because I'm meant to fall into who I'm meant to be. And I really had a nice conversation with the man upstairs and said, if you spare me my life and help me to get better, allow me to get better, show me the way, I will dedicate my life to my full potential and who I'm supposed to be. And I survived that. I got my vision back. I got my speech back. My memory. Now I still pronounce my words wrong here and there, but it was the mindset of being positive and knowing that I had a right to win that pushed me through. And I shifted. I walked away and I built an online coaching business, helping everybody else fall into their true potential, follow their passion, and become a very confident coach online.
What a background, Danielle. Let's put the man aside. How do you know you are successful?
I'm successful. This is how I measure. Everybody has a different way of measuring, right? People measure by money. Some people measure by following. I measure by impact. And because I do impact people, the money will come and it does come. I built a successful 6-figure business that's going on to 7 figures. But the reality is that I consider myself successful when the person that I'm working with actually achieves their goals, actually launches that business with confidence, falls into who they're meant to be. So I always start out with somebody and I ask them, what would you like to see in the next 30, 60, and 90 days? And I work with them to get them there. And when they achieve and I see their their whole demeanor change and they light up and they know they've done the right thing. That's how I measure success. It is through the success of them.
Tell us what you believe is a secret weapon to online success.
Never quitting. Don't give up. So many people in this space, and I am peers with other coaches. I've trained with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I sit in their masterminds in person, and I meet people who think if I put out one piece of social media, I sit back and where's the phone call? Where's the booking? How come I don't have the like? How come I don't have the comment? And they give up because they think they're not seeing results. And the reality is there are a lot of people who are still watching and learning from you when you put value out, and they don't comment and they don't hit the like button. They're almost afraid to be seen. You will get the phone call. But if you quit before you hit your mark, if you quit and you were running a race and you quit just before the finish line, sometimes you don't realize you're right there before the finish line. You sat down. You'll never be able to follow through. So this is about persistence. It's about being resilient. It's about believing in yourself. Even when we're hit with a moment where we can't see the result right in front of us, it doesn't mean it's not going to come. So don't give up on you. Stay the path. Believe in you. That's really the magic of those that continue and succeed and those that give up and go back and stop being who they were meant to be.
But Danielle, how long can we really keep pushing ourselves? 1 year, 2 years, 6 months? Or sometimes it becomes overwhelmed. Everyone is asking, oh, you're still doing that business. Oh, how long has it been now?
I would say this to you. If you and I were working together, I'll just use it as an example. Here's what I would say to you. If you are 3 months in and you've gotten zero traction, I would ask you to go back to drilling down. Who are you talking to? Do you know exactly who your ideal client is? Can you close your eyes, see their name, and understand everything about them? Because if you can't, then you are not creating compelling marketing, emails, social media. You're not speaking to them using their language. You're using yours. So therefore, you're not really connecting. They may think you're smart. They may think you're good, but they don't think you know them. And are you actually doing the work of putting it out there? And if you are, the third benchmark is, are you asking for the sale? Because I can't tell you how many people get afraid to ask for the sale. And even if you handled the objections of the person sitting in front of you beautifully, and they still were not ready in that moment to say yes, did you ask them if they know someone you would be perfect for? So if we're not speaking their language and we're not solving their problem and letting them know that you understand what that is and you are the solution. If you're not getting on a phone call or connecting and asking for the sale and then asking if they know someone else, that's like, been a friend, right? So you turn 1 into 2. That could be a really big mess right there.
But I think sometimes people don't want to ask for the sale. They're like, oh, I'm very new. I've just opened 1 year or 6 months ago. I can't be asking for the sale. I have maybe to work on it a bit longer. When is it the right time to ask for the sale?
It's always the right time. Do you know why? Because when you think it's not, that's self-doubt. You will always carry that self-doubt. You are always assuming you don't have enough value. All you need to be is one step ahead from the person you're turning around to help. And if you believe in what you do, you will have no problem helping. So we're both women. And I will say this, it doesn't matter if you're a man, but I'm going to just frame it for us. If I came to you and said, I was having trouble with something in my life as your girlfriend, and you said, let's go for a cup of tea, would you sit there and not say a word? Or would you?
No, I'll not remind you. I have to say, what's the problem?
Exactly. So when is it the wrong time for you as a business person or as a coach to say, let's identify the problem because I am your solution. Let me get you to the other side. Don't you think I want my problem solved?
Oh, yes.
then you're my solution. That's why you need to make the offer, or else I'm going to keep searching and maybe I never solve my solution, or I select somebody who doesn't do it as good as you. So if you're afraid to make the sale, to ask for the sale, that's within you, not the person who's coming to you, not the person who's listening to you. They already see something in you that resonates for them. There's already some level of open opportunity for you. So if you're the one choosing for that person to not take your solution, that's when you need a coach to help you build that self-confidence, to knock out that self-doubt, to know what you're doing is helping somebody else, not selling them a gadget, a watch it, a spatch it, right? That you're there to help somebody. Any kind of self-doubt or something that's holding you back where you don't see your value of helping somebody else. So interesting enough, you say someone who's afraid to ask for the sale. And if that is you and you're listening in this audience, then I would challenge you to say, could you ask to help somebody? Reframe it. The word sale, sometimes that's what catches us up. But if we're there to serve somebody, if we're there to help somebody solve a problem, if we're there to be a solution, if we're there to help somebody, if you can reframe it, does that help you step through and ask them if they'd be willing to work with you so that you can help them?
Tell my audience about the magic moment, the day it suddenly all went right for you.
Wow, the magic moment. I love the way that you phrase that. And I would challenge to say that a magic moment is different for everybody. But what is my magic moment? My magic moment was when I first started and I switched out of a corporate career. I went through 1 year of learning and being certified and putting all the pieces together to define what the next level of me would be, then going out and marketing. So my magic moment was my first group coaching call, sitting there, starting with 5 people and watching their lives transform and knowing that all the work that I had put in, regardless of what happened next, was the right step. That was my confirmation, my permission to keep going. And I will never forget who those people were. Never.
Do you remember them? 5 people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How long ago was that?
I relaunched in 2021. So my 5 people, to this day, I still help them, even though they are not currently in my academy or currently coaching with me. I keep them in my Facebook group. I reach out to them all the time because I will always remember that that was my magic moment. That was my affirmation. So oddly enough, this morning I was going back and forth with one of them who needed help building their LinkedIn profile. And I went through and audited it for them because that was my first 5.
Thank you for sharing. What have you learned from business as a whole?
Business as a whole has its ups and downs, and I don't care how successful you are or where you're at in your journey. There's always going to be wind behind your back at moments and then wind against you. When the wind is against you, when we do the ebbs and the flows and we're in the ebb, or we feel we're being knocked down, or we feel like things aren't working and we're frustrated, it is the time to dig in deeper and push forward, not to use it as a sign to hit the exit button, because they are going to come. It's not about if it's going to happen. It's about, okay, when does it happen? And so what I've learned about business is you are on a very noble journey through all of it. And don't be afraid of failing, because that's where we learn. Don't be afraid of succeeding, because sometimes when we succeed, we don't tell anybody. We don't want to make somebody feel bad. Like, we need to celebrate the entire journey, because the entire journey is there to get you to be stronger, to teach you what you need to do next so that you can fall into and unlock your full potential. Don't be afraid of that journey. That's what business has taught me. Don't be afraid of anything. I learned that through the stroke. Don't be afraid of anything. This is just a moment, and a moment will pass if it's not a great moment. Just like a good moment's going to pass. So what's my next great moment?
If you could rerun the first year of your business, what would you definitely not do?
I would have started sooner. Instead of waiting to put things together, I would have done it more messy, meaning not waiting until I had every T crossed and every dot and an I. It's kind of the corporate world that teaches you to be, 100% prepared before you do something. I would have done it and learned along the way faster and sooner. And I would have been probably 2 times farther than I am today. Too many people in this industry or in their business wait for something, wait for perfection, wait for permission. Stop waiting. I would have stopped waiting.
So you think, as they don't want to put something, like, oh, if I put something like that out there, it is messy, people are going to laugh at me. And so you're saying just put it out there and get to the feedback.
Absolutely. And then tweak and adjust, because it's not about me and it's not about the business owner. It's about the person sitting in front of you. And if I'm so worried about being perfect, then I'm not focused on my client or my client's wins or my client's journey. Now I'm serving the wrong person. I need to serve them, not me.
In your business, do you have a coach yourself or a mentor?
I do. And I think that is an important message to get out. Business owners, CEOs, other coaches need a coach, need a mentor at all times. We really do. Mine, his name is Dean Graziosi, and he owns Mastermind. He is a partner of Tony Robbins. And I pay to sit live in his room in order to make sure that I am being stretched, pushed, thinking differently, and networking in a room of top entrepreneurs. My other mentor is Brendan Burchard, and I went and got certified by him. And that's my personal development growth. So we all need coaches and people that help elevate us, not tell us status quo is okay or tell us, oh, don't do that. That's going to push us forward. They may ask you to step to the left a little bit or step to the right. Push us forward, but make sure the coach that you get is someone who's already done it, who's successful where you want to go, that resonates with you, not just because your friend told you to go do it. They need to resonate with you for you to be open to listen to the message and what you learn from a coach or wherever you invest to elevate yourself, to keep optimizing yourself, to bring your best self to the table. You need to take action on. They cannot be notes in a notebook. It can't be something that you take and you put it away in one day or, every single time I take a note from something, I immediately to the right put, how am I going to put that to use right now? What can I do with this? And if that note is not for me in this time, I park it and I still find 4 things I could be doing right now that translate into where I am to where I want to go. So I can always close a gap, always looking to close a gap.
Thank you. What is the most valuable thing your mentors has told you?
From Brendan, it would be, what time zone are you living in? And we don't mean time as in our watch. Are you living in the past and using your past to stop you from moving forward? Are you in the present and in a moment that's a little bit tougher and using that to paralyze yourself? Or are you living in your future self, knowing where you want to go and building your GPS to get there? You always have to check what time zone you're sitting in and live in the future time zone and pull yourself forward. That is very, very important to remind yourself every day. From Dean, besides all the sales and marketing stuff, the most powerful thing he ever said to me is, if you looked at your limiting beliefs as a parasite, an actual parasite living inside of you, would you go to the doctor to get rid of the parasite because it's making you sick? It's stopping you from being able to do the things you want to do. And the answer to that question for me is yes. That's why I pushed myself through all of those challenges from the stroke that they said I could never get better at. What if I kept that parasite? I couldn't be where I am now. So that one statement to me now makes me recognize when I think I can't do something, or maybe that's not going to work out. Maybe I'm not qualified, or maybe I'm not, look at it as a parasite and I get rid of the parasite.
What is one thing no one knows about you?
The one thing that no one knows about me, I'm pretty much an open book to the people who follow me. So I never hide anything about me, because I think that to know, love, and trust me, you have to know me. but your audience doesn't know me. So I am, outside of a business coach and a high performance coach, I am a mother of a daughter who's 24. I've been married for 29 years. I love to travel and meet new cultures. When I worked in my corporate executive role, I had a team of 450 people, and the majority of them did not live in the States. They were from all over the world, different cultures. I love learning history and cultures, and I'm a huge foodie. And I'm a passionate person about people, all people. I love people, their stories, their journeys, their dreams, their goals, their struggles. And I'm a problem solver.
Let's talk more about your business.
Absolutely. So I am offering your guests an offer. If they're trying to build their business in 8 weeks or less, I can get you to where you want to go, not where I want you to go, where you want to go. And so I have offered your guests a special discount that I gave to you, and you can share that in the link. But you can find me on LinkedIn just by looking up Danielle Maur, DanielleMaur. And I post there every day, sharing content, sharing value, connecting people. So you can learn more about me there. I really host an 8-week Coaches Academy where I take you and help you build online, step-by-step, live, personal feedback to make sure that you feel really, really confident. And if, as we talked about, you're really not confident with sales, it tells me that we do carry a little bit of self-doubt for many different reasons. And there's no shame in that, but let's table it because I believe you have the right to win. And I would take you through high performance coaching in order to make sure that you are able to show up anywhere in your life as the best version of you, always.
Do you work with everyone or you work with a 5 to 7 figure?
No, I do. I work with beginning coaches that's that person who, and let me define coach, right? Because the odd thing is I meet people who are out there to help somebody else, whether it's teach them on LinkedIn, teach them social media, help them with joy. You're a coach. You're coaching somebody. So if you're going to build that online and make impact in someone else's life, that's exactly who I serve. Whether you're in the beginning stage, you've not done it yet, but you know who you want to be. I'm not here to help you to decide who you want to be. You need to come with who you want to be. What is the problem that you're going to solve? And then we bring it to life. And I show you where to find your perfect people, your ideal client. Then those that have already launched that are struggling with getting that traction, as you said, when do you know that enough's enough? I've been in this for 2 years. I help those people unlock that potential to get to where they want to go. I hope you don't always need me. I want you to go out and have that right to win. But I know sometimes we just need the support and the edge. I'm here to make that journey shorter. I'm here to make that journey less overwhelming. I'm here to make that journey something that you feel confident about as you step into who you're meant to be.
And where do we find you? And how can we connect with you?
Yep. I have a website, daniellemaur.com. So that's my first name and last name together. Again, DanielleMaur together.com. Or you can go right to my LinkedIn and you can book a call with me directly through there. You'll see it right there in the featured section, LinkedIn, Danielle Maur.
Thank you. There will be more from Danielle in a moment. If you are encouraged by Danielle's journey, please go to my website at onlinesuccessjourney.com where you will find more amazing free content. Introducing the podcast Mastery Interview Coaching, Unleash Your Inner Rockstar Podcaster. Imagine refining your interview skills, mastering the art of storytelling, practical exercises, monetization strategies, and community support. That's what the podcast Mastery Interview Coaching is all about. Visit online.com/coaching. Let's turn your podcasting dreams into reality. One interview at a time. That's onlinesuccessjourney.com/coaching. Remember, it's not just about the mic. It's about making an impact. Join us on this exciting journey. Now, Danielle, I would like for you to share more with my audience, if you're up for it.
Absolutely.
Do you watching movies or reading books?
Actually, I like both. And I'll tell you why. When I grew up, my father loved going to the big screen. And so my dad and I always would go to the big screen and let those lights go down so that you could get entertained and lost. So for that reason, I still love going to the big screen and allowing it to take me to a different place. And a book, and I always read self-development books. They're always the same kind of books. Self-development, right? Jim Quick, Dean Graziosi, Brendan Burchard, Tony Robbins, Jay Shetty. I love reading those books because it makes my mind open up and go on a journey. And now I'm sitting down while I'm reading, taking notes and deciding what do I want to do with the information that I'm learning. So the books for me are self-development and education, and the movies are a visual and a sound escape.
Yes, what is your favorite book that has some relevance to being an entrepreneur?
Millionaire Mindset by Dean Graziosi. I love that book. It's got so many tips, and High Performance Habits from Brendan Burchard. Those two in a combination are the ones that just really I go back to all the time.
If your business was down to its last $100, how would you invest it?
My business was down by $100. How would I invest the $100?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to twist that around because $100 isn't a lot of money. That wouldn't terrify me at all because we win and we lose as we go. Here's what I'm going to say. Whatever money you make, wherever you are, right? Because as an entrepreneur, we set our own budgets. So being down means I budgeted money. So 30% of everything I'm going to bring in, I'm always going to spend on marketing. In a down economy, I'm going to spend a little bit more because the more vocal, the more seen, the more heard you are, the more honey you're going to capture, the more lives you're going to get in front of to go find your ideal client, right? But 10% of everything that I make is always going to go into self-development for me, a mentor, someone who's going to help me go further and faster. Always, regardless of what the money is. 30% goes to marketing, 10% goes to me, investing in me.
Would Dean take this $100 to have a call with you?
No, Dean would not cost me $100. I spend a lot of money to be with Dean because every dollar I can double and triple as long as I take action on it. So if I was not finding the clients that I needed and I wasn't converting, I'm going to ask you and your audience, are you being seen? Are you showing up so people know what you do? And if that means you pay for $100 isn't going to get you far in social media as far as a paid ad goes. So utilize social media because it's free, right? Do a live, do a challenge, do a virtual event, call out your who. $100 is probably a little under a year of having Zoom. Get on a Zoom and bring in 1, 5, 10 of your ideal clients and serve them, give them value up front, and then ask for the sale. Ask to serve them and solve their problem.
Okay.
You're welcome.
$100 now we are having the whole year. We are going to crack these 100 clients.
That's right. But you know something? You can find those 100 clients if you ran a virtual event on Zoom and you went every day putting out the right messaging on social media, meaning like Facebook, telling them who you are, what you do, why should you attend this? You know it's for you if, and then making sure that you give so much value to those that come to that when you make them the next step, when you share the next step to walk with you, that's a no-brainer.
If you had a little note in your handbag,
Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
What is your next chapter?
I'm living my chapter. I really am. I'm out there and I'm serving people and helping transform lives. So I will continue doing what I'm doing. Maybe my next chapter is really stepping up on more physical stages with keynote speeches to reach more people. I'm really living the life I've always dreamt of. And every night I could put my head on the pillow with my heart full, my soul sings, and a smile on my face.
Do you feel like you succeeded or like you're only on the way?
I believe I'll always be on the way. I believe there is no such thing as succeeded, and now it's time to sit there because I've succeeded. Every time I take a step forward, I move the finish line. I always strive to be better, and I'm never going to be perfect. And that's not what I'm striving for, but I'm always striving to be better, help more, make more impact. And therefore, if I made impact, say on 100 people today, could I do 101 tomorrow? Could I do 105 by the end of the week? So there's never a point where I just say I succeeded. I would say, am I living the life and being the person I was always meant to be? Am I serving well? Am I happy in my personal life and my business life? Do I feel fulfilled? Do I feel joy? Am I alive? Do I feel present in every moment I'm sitting in? If the answer to that is yes, that tells me I am on the right path. Keep going.
We come to the end of our interview together. What additional wisdom would you like to share with our listeners?
With your audience, the additional wisdom would be, don't judge yourself by follows, by likes, by comments, whether you get them or you don't. I want you to understand that you can be extremely successful with small numbers. You don't need the big numbers. So many times we look at someone, let's just say you're a life coach. Most life coaches look to Tony Robbins and say, well, when I'm filling stadiums and I have these books and I'm making millions, the fact is that you can get exactly where you are and make that whatever your dream is. There's nothing wrong with having a dream of a 5-figure, 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure business. Doesn't matter what that is. Or even if it's not about money and it's just about how many lives you impact. Whatever that dream is, you can do it with who's sitting right in front of you. And you don't need big numbers to do that. But you do need to keep going. You do need to every day wake up with purpose, feeling alive, and being present, and knowing you're coming from a servant place. Because every person you touch becomes a spiral web of influence. You can get to where you want to go, even if you're starting with 5 people. Don't look at somebody's end career or because they've done all the work that you're starting out with now and think that this isn't for you because you don't have that. You will get there. We all have to start somewhere. Start small. I always say, think big, start small, but move fast. But keep moving. Don't give up.
Remind us how we can connect with you.
Yes. You can go to daniellemaur.com, which is DanielleMaur.com, or just simply go to LinkedIn. You could book a call there. You can actually DM me there, and it's Danielle Maur.
Danielle, it's been great to have you here to share your online success journey with us.
You're welcome, and it's a pleasure to be here. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to connect with you. You're absolutely a beautiful soul, and to connect with your audience.
You are welcome. Remember, success is a journey. Don't wait. Let's start the journey. Patience and Danielle.
This is not the end of the journey. We hope you've enjoyed listening to Patience and her guest and want you to know that there are hundreds of episodes available at onlinesuccessjourney.com. Patience would like to thank you for listening to the podcast, and she has a free gift for you on her website, including an audio compilation of her guests' best tips, uplifting stories, and even a bit of fun. Additionally, there are special clips of over 250 episodes that have never aired on the podcast and are only available to members of the Online Success Journey. Check the website and click on Join Now to get free and instant access. Of course, you know that listening to the journeys of others helps us each chart our own path. So make sure you're subscribed on the favorite platform you have to be notified as each new interview is posted. There are so many ways to stay connected to the Online Success Journey and listen in. And if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate your help in telling others. One of the best ways to share the benefit you get is to rate and review the podcast at Apple Podcasts and other sites. We appreciate your help and your willingness to share the journey. One last thing. If you're feeling a bit lost or overwhelmed on your own journey, Patience can help. Check out our coaching sessions on how to set goals and double your productivity while you're at the website. Working with Patience is a great way to get back on the right path. On behalf of Patience, and until next time, thanks once more for listening. It is our hope that this podcast will guide you on your own online success journey.